Hello, hi everyone, and a big welcome to TNTV for May. You will, if you've watched before, you will sort of know the format, so I'm going to give a very brief outline of what happened in April. I'm then going to do a very fun interview coming up, and finally, I'm very lucky, I'm going to be joined by our Head of Customer Care for some Debbie Kirkbride for a really good chat on what life looks like in her department and a few things that we need to think about. So first of all, April. Thank you and well done. It was a really good, solid month. You did really well. We had over 800 of you selling Thermomixes, and between you sold over 2,000. So that was great, and that meant that we were pretty much in line with targets and very similar to what we did last year. So that was all brilliant. Really, really well done. And if you are in West London, Hampshire, East London or East Anglia, then you went over your target for April. You did even better than we could possibly have hoped for or imagined. And in fact, if you're in East Anglia, you not only went over in sales, so many of you were active that despite having a high target for how many people we thought maybe in East Anglia would be busy in April or making one sale, even more of you than we expected did that. So that was amazing. Really, really well done. And equally, if you're in Birmingham, Manchester or Yorkshire, you were this close to your target. So you were over 90%. So big, big congratulations to all of you. But congratulations to everybody, and thank you to everybody, even if you made one sale or had a string of demos in April. Thank you, and I really appreciate it, and you did really well. We also, April, created our first Diamond Advisor, Kasia Shazelka. Massive congratulations to you up in Edinburgh. That was a brilliant, brilliant result for you. And right before Easter Saturday. And we got our first Diamond Plus team leader. If you remember, Aga Gadik was our first Diamond team leader. She has now moved on and is now a Diamond Plus team leader. So I'm pretty certain before too long we'll be celebrating our first Diamond Elite team leader. No pressure, Aga, but that was really, really well done. So congratulations to not only Aga, but everybody in her team that contributed to that in April. I know a few people have wondered about 3 sales to earn for free. Why is it moved to 3 sales? In that you can still earn a Thermomix. It'll be the Thermomix that arrives when you start the earning program, which is the loan Thermomix, but as we know, they all look sparkly new and beautiful because they've been in for a refurbishment. But why have we gone down that path? And I have to say right now, because I have heard a couple of people have asked, am I hiding a TM7 somewhere here? And is that why? No, honestly, it's nothing at all to do with any new Thermomixes. It is simply because I really want to support recruitment. We're doing brilliantly with growing, but I want to support all of the teams to grow as much as possible. And I know when I started, if somebody had said 3, you know, if you get 4, you'll get a brand new Thermomix and we'll swap it out. But if you can make 3, you could earn a Thermomix for free. I would have loved that. I would have really appreciated knowing that, because it would have just got the pressure off a little bit. So my hope is that this, anybody that is a little bit sort of concerned about quite getting there with 4 will join now with 3, and that will help you to recruit, help you to grow, help you to earn a Black Diamond Thermomix yourselves. So that is why we're doing that. It is a promotion. It's a one-off promotion as far as I know. So let's see where it goes, but it's not going to be around forever. So please, 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 in May, make the most of that, okay? is one thing. Another thing I wanted to mention is I've been looking all year at all the stats of how many of you are managing to make it to Monday meetings and how many team leaders are managing to get to their Friday meetings. And I guess it's not rocket science and no great surprise, but there does seem to be a very direct correlation between the success of teams and how often they're able to make their Monday meeting. I think it's just all about, being engaged, not only knowing the information, but sort of having it much more on your radar all week. If you've gone to your Monday meeting, you've got energized, you've got that energy. What was it Ozan said about, if you're feeling great, your Monday meeting needs you. And if you're feeling at all demotivated or flat or anything like that, then get along to your Monday meeting, because you will leave with lots of boundless energy and enthusiasm. So please try and make your Monday meetings for that very good reason. And the other thing I wanted to mention before I move on is getting those demos booked in before kickoffs, especially, well, before every week. And the reason is if you keep working, for a start, if you work sort of a couple of weeks ahead, you'll always have a full diary and you won't be sort of leaving a meeting and thinking, goodness me, I need to get some demos in now that I've heard what the customer offer is or what the advisor incentive is. And you probably have noticed there is a little bit of a pattern of fast starts coming, and I don't want anyone to miss out. So always try and plan ahead, try and talk to customers about, I've got some space free in 2 weeks on, do you want to Thursday evening or Friday morning? When's going to work for you? But always try to be thinking ahead, especially before a kickoff, because I was in Birmingham. Thank you very much, Birmingham. It was a lovely, lovely meeting. But I could see there was more excitement if you've got the demos booked already. You had something to run with, because obviously we are in the middle or in the early stages of a very lovely fast start with 140 gifts to give away. So try and sort of think ahead and be ready with those demos in your diary. Now, I went to go and visit a team leader recently to do the interview to show you for May. But I got a little bit sidetracked en route, because I was whizzing past a theatre and I could see a sign outside saying that they had a fortune teller in residence who was, doing what she does and making predictions. And I know May's going to be an amazing month, but I thought I'm going to call by and see her and just see what news she might have or what conversation I could have with her. So let's take a look at what happened. Hi, everybody. I am on my way to see one of our lovely team leaders, but I've stopped en route because I'm really excited about May. I think we're going to have an amazing month. But that's just what I think, and I love to have a little chat with a fortune teller. So I saw one en route and thought I might stop and just see what she makes of the situation and see if she thinks we're going to have a good May too. So come and see with me. Hello.
Oh, come on in, my dear.
Oh, thank you.
I saw you were coming.
Did you?
I did. I saw it in my crystal ball.
I've come to have a little chat with you about Thermomix.
Oh, I've seen about Thermomix in my crystal ball.
Fabulous, good start. So, come on, Gypsy Rosalie. Who are you really?
Tonight, Matthew, I am Clare Ball.
Yay!
Oh, I'm so cheesy. Oh, God.
Love it. So as you can see, this is not Clare's house, in case you're wondering. No. We're actually in Tring Theatre, where Clare is Luckily for us, a fortune teller, so lots of good things to tell us.
So I've been doing this for about, not this show, since 2015. So I joined Berkhamsted Theatre Company and we did Sister Act, which was the best show because you didn't have to worry about your hair, the costume, anything. It was just a group of girls having fun, being nuns. Today, so we open production of Dr. Dolittle. So these are the animals. This is Polynesia and Chi-Chi, and then we've got Jip there and Gub Gub there.
You know, we talk about Thermomix being a flexible role and fitting around all sorts of other things in life. Now, whenever I say that, I'm going to be thinking all sorts of other things, like being the fortune teller in Dr. Dolittle in the Tring Theatre.
Like Thermomix, you've got to be flexible and just roll with the changes. You know?
Yeah, and if anyone lives anywhere nearby, come and see it, because it's obviously going to be hilarious.
It will be.
Tell me a little bit about you, your family, where do you live, who?
Luckily, 10 minutes from the theatre, so I live in Berkhamsted and have done so for 23 years now. I've got 3 children, 3 boys, so my youngest being 18 and the eldest being 23, and not wanting to miss out the middle one, he's 22. Amdram's just been a part of my life since 2015, but I've always loved musical theatre, so from when we first got married. I like to sing, I like to laugh, and that's, for me, musical theatre.
Thermomix, how do you fit, obviously you're pretty busy. Busy house, a busy life.
Yeah.
Part-time musical theatre and Thermomix team leader.
Team of 22. So
team of 22.
Team of 22 now who are doing amazingly and consistently, and we've been the top team in the branch for 6 months, Rhian.
You should be incredibly proud of that, and I know you're very successful. So how do you kind of run your Thermomix business so that?
Well, the two don't have to be mutually exclusive. So you know, they're just both flexible. It's a flexible business, isn't it? So probably more so as an advisor than now, because obviously I've got more responsibility as a team leader.
So how long have you had? Tell me about it. When did you discover Thermomix? How did you?
Oh my gosh, right. Thermomix I discovered in 2009 in Australia.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
So you're a bit like me, because it's my Australian husband, you know, that introduced me to Thermomix.
He didn't introduce me, just making that clear.
No.
I've always had a passion for food, but no confidence to cook. MasterChef Australia was where I first saw it. Ordinary people, just like us. And I thought, well, they've got those fancy machines, so, you know, I need one of those. Got one in 2018, my first one, my TM5 in 2018.
When did you start as an advisor with us?
2020, lockdown.
Oh, really?
Yeah, lockdown.
So not too long ago, really.
No, 2.5 years. Yeah.
To success. What advice do you give to somebody in your team, to newbies when they're starting out? How do you?
Be yourself, be real, and so don't act, basically, is what I'm saying.
Don't arrive at a demo dressed like this with your crystal
ball. Won't be the first
ball.
time, won't be the last. No, just be yourself, because that's what people are buying when they buy Thermomix, and they're buying into a real story. If it's an act, they'll see through it straight away. How do you get further demos now? Are you firmly into referral territory, or how do you come across new customers? Well, referrals are demos. The lifeblood of the business, really, aren't they? And I think that very much in the UK is because we build relationships with our customers, and that's very much what I've got, probably more than I need. I've now got so many relationships with customers who are now friends, and friends who are now customers. Communication, it's as simple as that, which costs nothing, but that's, for me, the biggest thing that keeps my customers coming back and keeps the referrals coming back, is because I do have a relationship with them. So whether they're on a WhatsApp group or a Facebook group or at the end of the phone, it changed my life, and that's what I'm selling. I'm selling the fact that it changed my life and it can change theirs. Because if you're honest and you're real and you're relatable, they keep coming back for more. So you've got the Thermomix and it sells itself. And it's definitely harder to get the demo than the sale, because once you've got it through the door and you tell the story, and it's a true story, people get it.
Well, they say, don't they, 70% of the sale is before you've arrived at the demo. And
I remember that from the Stellar Advice with Ivana, and I'm so thankful for that video, because that turned my business on its head. You know, for me, I kept my children alive with fish fingers and couldn't cook, had no confidence. So what the Thermomix has given me is confidence and the ability to cook, which I didn't have.
So have you had any kind of funny demos? Anything go wrong?
My very first demo went wrong. Well, it didn't go wrong. But I was doing the berry foam.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't know at the time how to put in the butterfly whisk. So
yeah.
I stood there for the 3-minute blend with the butterfly whisk had come off and was horizontal, and all it was doing was bashing the side of the bowl. So I will always remember that one.
That's a
And,
classic.
if you do a demo, you know you're going to get the sale. If you don't get the sale, you'll get the recruit. And if you don't get the recruit, you'll get another demo.
Absolutely.
No one needs a ball for that.
No one needs a ball for that. Do you do welcome visits, or what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, the most important thing with a welcome visit is to do them. Make sure you do a welcome visit, because otherwise you're going to lose that customer. Look after your customer, then somebody else will. So welcome visits are very important.
How do you get them though?
I just keep the communication going. So for me, you've got that introduction, you've got the sale, you've got the demo, then you've got the welcome visit, and then you've got the the aftercare, the customer care. So for me, the welcome visit is a lot of time on Cookie Do, because Cookie Do is, it's the game changer for me. So many customers want to know more about how to use Cookie Do and how to use the filters and all the things that you can't cover in a demo because it would be too overwhelming.
Yeah.
That's the purpose of a welcome visit for me. In the UK, I think we're still getting there with the message that Thermomix is not an expensive blender. It's expensive not to have one.
Yeah.
And how much it saves you. And it's not just about the time, it's about the money. I know I saved more than the cost of a Thermomix before I became an advisor. So we worked that out because I'm married to an accountant. So I know how much it saves, and we just need to get that message out, and the welcome visit is a good place to do that.
You are obviously a brilliant recruiter. Do they tend to want to join, or do you tend to sell Thermomix, or are you pretty balanced?
I think pretty balanced, but it's just, for me, again, it's about behaviour. Behaviour breeds behaviour, doesn't it? And I think if you're true and passionate about a product, that comes across. The team, as have proved by their 6 months consistency, top team, they've got so much experience and so much enthusiasm that it's an easy thing to do. And the fact that we've now got the success plan that rewards them for doing it, happy days all round.
Yeah, you might end up with some new team leaders.
I'll be out of a job. I don't know anything else. Yeah.
But you're obviously very good at developing people too. So that's the lovely bit. That's the bit that I used to love is
developing and seeing them grow.
Yeah.
And when they think they can't do it, and just tell them that they can.
Talking about can you, how was your month last month?
Last month was the best month I've had since I started. So literally couldn't believe it. Just shy of £4,500, which for me was like, that's the summer holiday sorted then.
Yeah.
So it was absolutely amazing. But I put in the effort. I did put in the effort. So I did recruit, I did do sales, I did do welcome visits. It was Thermomix, 100% of the time. Yeah, completely. But I knew that this month was not going to have, as much attention on my business. So I knew that I needed to plough all the attention in the month before. But that's where the flexibility of the business comes in, that you can do that.
Yeah. Look, it has been brilliant to come and see you. Thank you so much for finding the time out of your rehearsals.
I'm just glad you saw me like this and not as I would have been last week. That's what I like as well. This time last week I was a mermaid.
Oh, I wish I'd caught you there. Next time
so
I'm
pleased
coming
you
back
didn't.
when you're a mermaid. All right. Well, thanks, Claire.
You're very welcome, Rhian. And I foresee great things for May.
Thank you. I knew that anyway, but thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So brilliant. I love Clare Ball. We were just saying, weren't we? She's so self-deprecating and so brilliant when she's really engaging to watch. So thank you, Claire, and thanks for a bit of fortune telling there. So I am joined by Debbie. You probably, anyone that hasn't seen Debbie or met Debbie, you're going to recognise the voice, I reckon, before
Definitely.
the face, right? So you'll all know in a minute exactly who Debbie is, and I suspect the vast majority of you have spoken to Debbie, because Debbie heads up our customer care team here. So, but just, sometimes I used to think, sometimes the head office, it feels a bit like the Wizard of Oz. We don't know anything that goes on in there, and the faces behind the voice or the name that we hear about. So just tell a little bit about who you are, because you live pretty locally, obviously not originally from these parts. Where are you from originally?
South Africa, from a little town called Durban, right on the beach.
So why on earth are you living in Sunningdale?
Well, I moved over about 7 years ago now with my family, and yeah, we've immigrated to have a nice new life here.
Lovely.
So, yeah.
So are your, so what you've got 2 daughters, is that right?
I've got 2 daughters.
Okay.
21 and 18.
Wow.
Yeah.
So born in Durban? Or?
Born in Durban, both born in Durban.
Okay.
Both immigrated over and adjusted so well to life in the UK. There's no other place like it.
Really?
So they love it here.
So they proper English girls.
They
sound
are.
very English.
Well, my eldest not so much, but my
Right.
little one, yep, she's English, definitely English. Yes.
Classic. And how long have you been with Thermomix? It feels like forever to me.
Well, I was looking it up just before coming on here and realised I've been here for 5 years and 10 months.
Wow.
So nearly 6 years. And I've only lived in the UK for 7 years in June.
So that's all you know
So
is
that's
Thermomix.
all I know is Thermomix. Yeah, wonderful to be with the company for so long.
Yeah.
And yeah, just found my little home, I think.
Oh, that's so good. So this is where, this is incredibly helpful because you are, you're at the pointy end, aren't you, of relationships between advisors and customers after the sale.
Yes.
And you see that play out every day.
Yes.
From where you're sitting and within your department. So just sort of tell me a little bit about what are some of the things that you see. I guess really you're probably seeing when things don't go so well because nobody's going to ring you and say, hey, I have such a great relationship with my advisor, I just want to tell you and I don't need any help from you.
Oh, we love those calls.
Yeah,
we do love those calls.
You get a few. But so just tell me
Yes.
what are the sorts of things, some of the things that you see?
So for me, I'm very passionate about customer service and the customer journey. And we can't do that without the advisor. It's really important. It's the relationship the advisor's developed with the customer. The demo, deciding and discovering what meals they like, what their family entails, and making sure that when they make that all-important sale, that they're not forgotten.
Yeah.
And that relationship continues after the sale,
Yeah,
so
of
that they
course.
still feel important. And for me, unfortunately, on the other side, sometimes we drop the ball there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a focus.
Okay, so some of the things might be what cookie do. Isn't that often?
Yeah,
problem?
so it's not just cookie do as well. I think right from the get-go is tracking that delivery, making sure that you're in contact with your customer. You know your confirmations come through your orders in the system it's going. Now to just say, you've got 3 to 5 days to wait for your Thermomix. Have you logged into cookie do? Are you on the right website?
Yeah.
Not Volwork.
Yeah, that's a good
You need
point.
to be on cookiedo.co.uk.
And not cookiedo.com.
Not cookiedo.com.
I've had a couple of customers do that on me.
And making sure that they've got an email that they have access to daily, that they check on a regular basis, because CookieDo is an auto-renewal and a subscription that they need to make sure that they track that and be aware of that. It's part of their journey. They need to know what they're buying. And just to keep that communication open, get them excited about what recipes have you chosen. Have you done your shopping for your ingredients, and is it going to arrive? Are how are we going to set it up? And it's to keep that line of communication open so that should anything happen, you are in communication with your customer, and the relationship can be the two-way conversation. So for me, it's really important.
Yeah, and I guess what you're, from where I would be looking at this, I guess what you're highlighting is the importance of the welcome visit, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, I always think it's so easy to think, I've made a sale, great, who's next? But what I think, it's the gift that keeps on giving, isn't it? You get a good relationship. They have a smooth transition from buying to enjoying their Thermomix and getting everything right in those early days. And you have,
Well, they're excited about it. They're going to want to share it. They're going to want to tell their friends. They want to share recipes that they've created with you. They're going to, continuously be asking you questions on the operation of the Thermomix, what to expect in doing certain recipes. So keeping that focus on the customer and that welcome visit, making sure they are set up. Are they connected correct? Have they connected to their Wi-Fi correctly?
Yeah.
Are they using the right passwords? It can be tricky, those little passwords on the Thermomix when you're logging in.
Yeah.
And you don't want the customer to open their box and not be able to connect straight away and get going.
Yeah.
So, you know, to make sure that you have that welcome visit booked in, you're keeping that communication open, you're making sure they know which website they're on, have they created a list of recipes they want to cook, so that they can start that journey so smoothly that they're going to want to book another demo. They're going to want you to come and they want to show
They want to
their
rely
friends.
on you, don't they?
Exactly,
And
yes.
I'm always saying one sale and you've got a business. If you work that properly,
Your
you've got a
network's going to
business.
grow. Your network's going to grow.
So the other call I know you have to handle a bit is returns.
Yes.
A dreaded return.
Oh.
Every advice, you know, my heart sinks every time
Mine
I hear
too.
somebody's
Mine
returning.
too.
So what are some tips to avoid those?
So, keeping in contact, making sure that the transition is correct, things that we've touched on already. But it's that 14 days. You've got 14 days to keep your customer excited about their purchase.
Yeah.
Make sure that everything's been delivered. They got everything in the promotion, their host gift, or they've got a referral gift, or whatever it is. Make sure that that's on its way.
Yeah.
Make sure that the customer has set up with their shopping lists ready to go, and you know, just touching base every now and again and sharing, you know, special recipes that you have. And for me, the technical side of it, logging on, making sure that that's all set up.
Yeah.
They have their 6 months free cookie do,
Yeah.
that they're ready to go is how you're going to avoid that return.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Now, sometimes at the moment, obviously, they've got a fabulous offer,
Fab.
right?
Love it.
A 5 years warranty, 5 years peace of mind. But we have to be a little bit careful, don't we, about how we talk about that, and how would you advise? You know, an advisor is in a demo, wants to say it comes with a 5-year warranty. What else should they say that is sensible at that point?
An advisor really needs to manage their customers' expectations, what the warranty covers, what is part of their terms and conditions of sale, their return policy. You know, those things are really, it's not something you want to dive into in a demo. You know, you were excited, this product is amazing, but drop those little tidbits in there to say, when you get your order confirmation, there's going to be terms and conditions attached. It's going to tell you exactly what's in your warranty. And then move on. And remember, it's a 5-year warranty. But remember to remind them to refer to it. You don't have to go into detail, but just to make sure that you have, as an advisor, covered the terms and conditions and the best business practice, so your customers are aware of what they're buying. Yeah,
absolutely. That makes sense. And the other, the one that I know I've certainly, when I've been in those advisor team leader shoes, gone straight back over to you, your department, you guys, is when you get an error code.
Yes.
And you haven't got the foggiest what to say to your customer, because there's a couple that you kind of know about, and then there are some that you've got absolutely no idea. I'm an advisor, my customers phone me, they've got some error code, what should I do? What's the best way to behave at that point?
For me, it's the advisor's not trained technically to support the customer and to offer any kind of service or technical advice on the operation of the product. I'm not, and even with all my experience, while I know some things, I still don't give that advice because I haven't seen the machine and I haven't been able to, you know, troubleshoot and make sure to see what could possibly have happened. So it's very important to know at that stage, sympathise with the customer, sympathise but empathise, and make sure that they understand that you're there to support them and to guide them. Contact customer service and send in the photographs like we ask for, so that we can then evaluate it and then get back to your customer. Customer care will support on that side rather than the advisor trying to offer technical support.
Okay. Any other good tips for my advisors? Are there any other useful tips?
My top tip is always, if your customer has a problem, they can't connect or something's not working, always do a factory reset on your Thermomix. Factory reset, make sure the customer
fixes everything, doesn't
yes, make sure the customer has their email address that they use for their cookie do and their Wi-Fi password, so they can connect back onto the Wi-Fi easily and aren't further frustrated. So that's the only thing you need to just be aware of. But factory reset's my go-to. And then my second thing is, if you are faced with a difficult situation, rather than offering advice, to refer them to service, but to know that to know your product, that there are some things that the product is designed to do to give you an indication of what the product needs next. I'm going to touch base that this is really to do with the mixing knife. So the mixing knife is designed to break in a certain place. It's a designed part of the actual knife to indicate wear and tear, that it's come to the end of its lifespan. It is a consumable product and will need to be replaced by purchasing it on the website.
Yeah, because as ridiculous as it sounds,
say,
by
"Oh,
breaking,
it
it actually protects the whole Thermomix motor,
protects the motor, protects the bowl, and while it looks quite shocking, and you would, as an advisor, think, oh, my product shouldn't do that, actually, you need to think of what recipe the customer was cooking. Sometimes it can be a toffee recipe that gets really sticky, and the knife cannot move, and if you're turning it on with that motor speed, it's going to break the knife. So there's lots of little tricks and tips, but as an advisor, you just need to know, oh, that's normal. It's 100% normal. The knife has come to the end of its lifespan. Go onto our website, and you'll see that they're available there for you.
Fabulous. And look, those, luckily, I've probably once or twice in my lifespan, as an advisor team leader, had something go wrong more urgently, perhaps in a demo situation, and not knowing quite what to do. What are you there for? What should they do? Are you there
First
for
and
advisor
foremost,
then?
anything that's urgent, the delivery address needs to change, or you know, you've made a mistake. Everyone makes a mistake, or you've realised that you're at a demo, you can't log on, and now your customer wants to buy. This is urgent. This is something we do not want to waste time on. And please contact customer service, the agents. You just tell them that you're in a demo.
So phone
or
straight
phone
away.
straight away. Say that you're an advisor, you're in a demo with your customer, and we will be there to support. We'll drop everything. We'll be there.
Brilliant, thank you. And thank you so much for, there's loads there that even I'd sort of half forgotten about or completely forgotten or didn't know. So thank you very much for doing that. I think that's incredibly helpful to everybody. So yes, thanks for joining me here. And a couple of things I just want to give a couple of mentions to, a couple of announcements really. And one is, again, for April, as you know, we have a branch of the month and we have a branch manager of the month. And the branch of the month is simply the highest achieving branch that month. And the prize, with 33% over their target, in April goes back to East London. So massive congratulations to everybody in East London, and thank you to Shez, who is the branch manager for Essex, who is currently looking after East London. So that means East London, I think you'll now have 12 bottles of something sparkling to build up. So if you keep going, there's going to be a serious Christmas party over in East London for anybody that wants to join. No, but massive congratulations to East London. And also our branch manager of the month. So this is a bit more subjective. This is us thinking about a few different criteria and a few standout moments for the month, and then picking a branch manager. And this branch manager looks after the branch that had the highest activity in April. I think I've already mentioned that. I've seen lots of photos of really full on cooking classes, full rooms, a really, really hardworking, busy month. and indeed in May, in this month, has already been using but has the official opening of their branch on May the 18th. And that is, of course, Alicia Shering for the East Anglia branch. So massive congratulations to both East London and to Alicia for taking East Anglia through a fantastic month last month. So many, many thanks for that. And last but not least, can't wait to see you in Mykonos next week. If you're coming to Mykonos, I am so excited to celebrate with all of our achievers from January, February. So can't wait to hang out in Mykonos. And then I cannot wait to see all of our, not only our team leaders, but also our junior team leaders for the first time that are joining us on the 24th and 25th of May for what is sure to be a quite incredible team leader, national team leader business meeting and 2-day wellbeing event. So very excited to see you all at those two things later this month. But from me, for now, thank you very much and see you soon. Bye.